order for a development director to do the very best job they can, it is open communication support from the executive director.
So the other day I was talking to a development director who said that her executive director was actually not serving her very well in terms of fundraising. And it turned out that she's actually feeling more like a liability than an asset, the executive director. So we tried to unpeel why was the director not helping with the development function. And there were a whole bunch of reasons. One was, A, she didn't know how. She didn't have the context to know what were the smartest ways to raise money, who were the best prospects pools. We think that because someone's an executive director that they know that, but they may not. And so we may need to actually help them wrap their heads around what is the most effective strategy and who are the best prospects. But then we also realized that the development director probably wasn't in a position to tell her boss what to do. And so we realized that the development director either needed to find a board member who was an ally or another executive director and help them have them tell the executive director why they might want to change their behavior. So if they said, you know, in this organization, we used to think that that was the answer, but now we've come to this other way of thinking, and I understand why you want to cling to that, but let me tell you, it's better on the other side. So what we need is an ally on the board or from another organization that the executive director values to say to them, we think that this is a better way to be, and it's safe for you to go.
We talk a lot in our field about development having access to leadership. Critical. Cannot do it without it. Cannot be successful without access to leadership. But it's part of that give and take thing. Our Chief Development Officer and I often do trainings called Leading from Behind, how to manage your boss and your board. And she's so skilled at it. She looks at my calendar on a regular basis, before she asks me to do anything via an email or a meeting or anything else, and sees where my hot points are, the points where I'm really under the gun or have some big preparation or presentation or whatever, and she'll work around that. We schedule regular time. We have a one-on-one every week, and sometimes it may be 5 minutes long and sometimes it's the full hour. But it's a chance for us to sit down, for her to tell me what she's working on, and for me to be able to feed stuff back in. It is critical for me, especially to know what's happening with our donors. Because if I'm going out and meeting somebody at Rotary or, Executive Alliance or some other activity, I want to be able to say to them, wow, thank you for that donation you just gave us. That was really thoughtful. I want to thank them. I want to be actively involved in that. The best tip, though, that she has, because my schedule is not my own, as is everybody's. And it used to angst me when things would pop up all the time. She has gotten so skilled. She will come in and she will say, topic, capital campaign. And I'm like, okay, I'm there. That simple thing of identifying the topic before we dive in helps me pull from the 30,000 different things I'm focused on at that moment to zone in capital campaign. I'm there. What do you need?
I have found that in communicating with my executive director, CEO, that it works best if I'm very clear about how she wants information presented. So I asked her, what works best for you? So we've come up with a plan that I come in and I start with the topic and I say grants, and then I start talking about grants. And when I'm ready to switch, I say, okay, luncheon event. And it gives her mind split second to switch, and so then she understands what I'm talking about. We found it very useful. We're both very busy. We don't have a lot of time to talk about extraneous things, so if I can come in and I just start going down the list, she knows exactly what I'm talking about, and we found it works perfectly for us.
Another way that we can help our executive directors support our work is by helping them understand what's in it for them to cooperate with us. So when I'm teaching, I say to people, we need to stop saying as organizations, give us money because we need it. Or even stop saying, give us money because we do good work, and move toward, give us money because here's what's in it for you. And maybe we need to be having the same kind of conversation with our executive directors. Not give me help because I need it, or give me help because I'm doing good work for the organization, but give me help because here's what it's going to do to help your job be easier. And so one of the things that I think we can say to our executive directors these days is we're probably worried about sustainability right now. We're probably worried about revenue streams. And if I could have your attention on this particular topic for just a few minutes, this is the most impactful way that we could address development right now and sort of help them focus their energy and their resources on the highest, best use of their time in this moment.
I keep re-emphasizing everywhere I go and everybody I talk to, especially my peers at the CEO, ED level, that we work for development and that we are not doing them any service by not being accessible. And it's not enough to get mad at them, you know, if we're getting too many emails. It's our responsibility to sit down like two adults and say, let's find what works best for both of us. Let's find a way that works and is productive for both of us. Maybe it's coffee in the morning, whatever it is. But it's that open communication and knowing that a large part of the job, yes, you have to keep the agency running and future and all the other stuff, but 30% of the job is development.